Welcome back to the Taco Stand, episode 5.
You're my number 5.
You're number 5.
And it's the 5th.
And it's the 5th. It's Cinco de Mayo,
Nice.
Taco Stands, and it's your birthday.
It's my birthday.
Everybody, this is Derick Bielke with Optic Helicopters.
What's up, guys? Excited to be here. Dude, I'm so excited for my birthday, Taco Tuesday, the Taco Stand, Cinco de Mayo, all in the same, like...
Dude, it's you have like the perfect Mexican birthday.
I know, right? for everything that's going on right now, too, it's like the most exciting thing right now.
Yeah.
Like,
everybody's excited because your birthday is like perfect right now.
I'm like... Nobody can do anything, but let's get excited about all these days being on one, because that's all we got right now.
Yeah, exactly. All right, buddy. I mean, let's get into it. First things first, it being Cinco de Mayo, you being on the taco stand, what's your favorite kind of taco?
Man, it's always like kind of what I'm in the mood for. I'd say my regular taco is like definitely carne asada. Like, what do you mean?
Like your go-to, like when you're like, it's Taco Tuesday, what taco do you get?
I mean, my normal tacos, I just love carne asada tacos.
Are you a flour or a corn guy?
It's always I go back and forth. Sometimes I get one of each. I don't know.
Legitimately, anytime I get tacos, it's flour.
Really?
I think I've said that multiple times. We said it on the podcast. I'm a flour guy. I love flours. If I have to get corn, I'll get corn. But I love flour tacos. That's my favorite. Flour with carne.
I feel like that's probably what I lean towards more. But I also feel like if I get like true street tacos, I go with the corn. I don't know.
Yeah. With all the fixins? Or just meat?
If it's good enough carne asada, then that's all I need is carne asada. I do like some avocado or guac or something, but...
Nice.
Depends.
Yeah.
Oh, some cheese on there.
Well, we're going to be celebrating with some tacos tonight.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
All right, let's get into talking about you. Let's rewind a little bit and talk about your history. You know, growing up out here in, Arizona and Colorado, and just a little bit of brief history of what you've been through and, to get you to where you are today.
Well, my story is pretty long, so I'll try to...
We only have unlimited amount of time, so...
Yeah, they'll get bored and shut this off by the time I get done. Man, so yeah, basically, I'll try... I mean, let's see. I was born here in Havasu, but I was raised in Needles, which is kind of like weird, I guess. People are like, what, you were raised there?
Yeah.
Places... I didn't know any better. I didn't have a choice, but it was cool. I grew up, it's Needles, so what I got to do, luckily, I was fortunate enough to have dirt bikes. So I grew up doing that. That's all there was to do, and that was my life. Like, I didn't play sports. Nothing. Just dirt bikes. So did that all the way through high school. During that time, obviously, I went the desert route, desert racing route versus motocross, because we don't have any tracks or anything. Mm-hmm. So, and that got, loved the desert scene, loved the desert racing stuff. Helicopters had kind of always had my attention since I was a little kid. Going to the desert races, like seeing the helicopters, that was always in the back of my head. I didn't really know it yet, but I knew from a young age I wanted to be a helicopter pilot. If I couldn't make it, like, I guess more or less my dream would be to race dirt bikes for a living, but I knew I wasn't that good, so I knew that wasn't going to happen. And then slowly just tried to pursue it. It took a lot of years. I didn't have any financial backing to do it. It was very, very expensive.
Super expensive.
So that's where my story gets very long, in a sense, is all the struggles and all the... It was just like roadblock after roadblock after roadblock I had to get around to get to flight school.
Well, let's do this. All right, you got your pilot's license.
Yeah.
We can skip all the...
Okay. It's just been a long road to get there.
Yeah. And obviously, you to go through all those struggles and still have the passion to go for it. I mean, that speaks in itself. That just shows that the heart's there. So, I mean...
Yeah, as I started, I got to the point where I knew that that's the only thing I wanted to do. There was nothing else that, I tried to like accept doing other stuff, and I just knew no matter what, I wouldn't be happy unless I was doing it. So that was definitely the drive. Like, I'll spend my whole life trying to get there because I have to. Like, I didn't feel like I didn't have a choice, like at least for my own happiness. But yeah, made it happen, and then, man, it was crazy.
Yeah. What? Obviously, I knew you grew up out here in the desert. You knew about off-road racing, desert racing. Well, what made you want to not only be a pilot, like, because like you said, you grew up, that's what you want to do is fly helicopters. What bridge did you have to cross to get that to where the helicopter pilot, being a helicopter pilot, came into off-road racing?
This is actually a good question, because I get this question all the time in like DMs, like from other pilots and stuff, like, oh dude, how'd you get into that? How'd you get into it? And it really comes back to like the roots of growing up kind of in the scene, getting to know people, growing up around it. I mean, and I literally raced desert. That's all I ever raced. So like I knew how it worked. I mean, I wasn't on, some high dollar team or high dollar vehicle or anything like that, but it's all, I mean,
once you're a part of it.
Once you're part of it, you're a part of it.
Yeah,
really.
exactly.
So, and so as soon as I started actually flying, I knew that I wanted to incorporate my two worlds that I love. Like, what I tell people, I just kind of made it happen. I did know a couple people, but that was because I was out talking to people, getting to know people, even setting up for knowing that I was going to go to flight school. I started talking about flying races to racers before I was even flying helicopters. Like,
it was always a part of the conversation.
It was always like, oh man, I can't wait. Like, did I think that I would have my own business and be able to make majority of the money, I guess you can say, just from the races? No, I didn't think any of that. I just thought, oh, it'd be cool to come out and do races. Yeah, I had no idea,
like what it could turn into.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Well, that's super rad. Just knowing, like, it's that, that passion you have for being a helicopter pilot, for being an off-road racer, and to combine it. I mean, how often do you combine two of your passions, let alone even being able to pursue one?
Yeah, it's literally a dream come true. I mean, you're up there with me all the time, and it's awesome because you're a race, you used to race and stuff too. So I think most decent people on a dirt bike can probably drive pretty decent too.
Yeah. So it's a good translation.
It's a good, reading the terrain, doing what the, throttle control, brake control. So when people, line choices like, me and you and even Lenz has, we have like, oh man, they should have done this. I should have done that. Yeah. So like, it's so much more fun because I know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you always want what you don't have. So like, yeah, you've even heard me say that all the time. Like, man, I wish I could race. I want to race this. I want to go race a dirt bike and then hop in the helicopter. Man, I wish I was in that truck or Razor or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just still so much fun.
Oh yeah. It's such a good time.
So much fun.
I know. I mean, 50% of the reason why I do it is because it's that much fun. The other part is because I get asked to do it. But, oh man, it is fun being in the helicopter at the races. It's a totally different experience. And you're a freaking amazing pilot. That's the best part, is you can fly with guys that can fly a helicopter, and then you can fly with guys that know how to fly at the races. That's two totally different things. And like I said, you're one of the elite of the guys that, we have our own group, which is kind of funny, is like off-road racing's its own little group, and then the helicopter pilots at the off-road races are their own little group.
It is very small, and it's so weird for me to even like, how I am about taking compliments. I don't, especially like that. I'm not a
you're super humble, and it's hard to hear it because you don't want to feel like you're at the top, because you want room to improve.
Exactly. I'm like, dude, there's so many times, there's so much stuff I feel like I can do better, but I'm really hard on myself because I do have so much passion for it. So it is good to hear the feedback, though, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that also that came from part of being a racer and knowing how to read the vehicles, read the terrain, and predict what they're going to do. And, it all comes together.
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently, if something happened, it works.
Yeah, it's all going forward. That's the nice part.
Yeah.
Never backwards. But being the pilot, being at the races, what is your perspective? Like, you working hard, you sweating, or are you just hanging, just out for a general cruise?
I do. It's very tough. It's stressful. Just like you just said, half the reason why you do it is because it's so much fun. If I didn't love it so much, I wouldn't want to do this. Like, I think even a lot of people that would be like, oh, that'd be so cool to fly a helicopter next to a trophy truck or whatever. Yeah, it is. Like, maybe if you're just following the truck and you're not filming, 20 different vehicles, and I can't even, it's hard to even explain. Unless you've done it, like, you know what I mean? Like, how much I stress out there.
Yeah.
And, it's not that I'm like, don't take it in a way that I'm like flying over my head or like any of that, but you just have to be prepared for so much. There's so much going on, and it's so mentally draining, and even a little bit of physical too. Like, people don't understand how much work it actually is.
I honestly think it's, if not just as much physical as it is mental, because you got to know how to do it, and then you got to tell your feet and your hands what to do. And then know how to fix and correct and go straight and bank. And the foot thing, that's what gets me, man. Having to fly with 2 feet, that's like trying to drive with 2 feet. Like, I'm not a 2 feet driver. I'm a 1 foot unless we have a clutch, where you're having to do both. And, one hand's doing the collective, which is your throttle, and the other hand, doing the joystick, and it's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on when you just fly a helicopter, but then you take it to where the situations where, we're 10 feet off the ground right next to power lines in the dust because we're 3 other helicopters around us and flying a little bit sideways, trying to get you to get the right shot, and having to speed up and slow down with a race vehicle that speeds up and slows down 10 times faster than the helicopter does. And it's just, and during all of this, you have to be reading. This is at least what I do, and maybe this is what I'm so hard on myself, so maybe that's why I wear myself out. But I'm always having to read the terrain in front of the vehicle, thinking, hey, that's a class 10 or that's a class 1 or trophy truck, whatever.
What are they going to do?
What are they probably going to do? And especially if it's a lot of the drivers are different too. So it's like, what do I think that driver is going to do? Because that's how far ahead I have to be to make sure that the helicopter does what it needs to do for you can get the shot.
Yeah.
And then it's also, what are the other helicopters doing? What is these power lines? What's around this corner we turn? And then
the wind.
And then as soon as you turn, the wind changes, which changes all the performances of the helicopter and how it reacts.
Yeah.
And then what if something goes wrong? What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? How am I going to react to it?
Yeah.
There's just so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So you're saying you break a sweat?
Oh, dude, I always sweat. That's why you're back there freezing, and I'm up there in the front with the AC. Like, yeah, it's hot. I'm sweating.
When you get home from a race, you fly back wherever we're at. Are you taking 24 hours to just take a long nap? Is it that physically and mentally draining? Because I know for me, I don't even make it to the end of the race. We land at dark. I'm going back to my room. I'm going to sleep.
It depends. It depends how it all went and how many hours we flew and the extent of everything. How hard I had to work. Like, let's say the Mint 400.
This year?
This year, the Mint 400 was crazy turbulent. Winds, like, it's crazy how much it doesn't seem so bad on the ground, but then when you just flying straight, you're like, oh, this is pretty bad. But then when you're trying to fly like we fly, and try to do the stuff we do, it's just, that just adds a whole nother factor of mental stress. And
Yeah. I know for that one moment, we had to take a break because it was on both of us. It was just mentally, you're just like, dude, I need to catch up.
Yeah.
Because it happens so fast. We get on the trophy trucks, and then we're doing 100 mile an hour with these guys going down the whoops. And then all of a sudden we're dropping 15 feet and then going back up 15 feet, and it's throwing us everywhere. And
that puts me in situations that I have to start worrying about more things going wrong. Like you can get an overspeed in the rotor, and then like you can potentially lead into this thing called mass bumping, which is a bad news low G turbulent thing. And just in the R44 at least. Anyways, that's a whole nother tangent.
Yeah.
But it just, and the point of it is that it just brings so many more factors to things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
That it's just draining. So back to your question, if it's like the Mint 400, yeah, the next day I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. But like Laughlin, I feel like Laughlin, it's short. We get a moment in between the races. It's like quick. We get it done, land, take a break, do the same thing all day where you kind of get your rest back in between.
Yeah, and then it's fun. It's more, I've been doing it long enough now that the only days that I'm really worn out is if maybe it's a back-to-back day
or we do 14 hours.
Or we do Fort Vegas Arena, 14 hours in a day or something. Like then I'll definitely get tired. But if it's like a Laughlin race, and it's not crazy winds or turbulent or whatever, then I'm having fun, and I really don't.
Yeah, you don't notice that. You don't get that tired.
It might hit me later on in the night that it catches up to you, but just so much fun.
Oh man, that's the one thing I reiterate to people because they're like, "Oh man, you get to hang out the helicopter." I'm like, "Yeah, it's freaking amazing. Like I absolutely love it." I mean,
but you're working pretty hard though too.
Yeah, like I'm.
People don't know. I tell people that like, dude, Bobby works pretty hard back there. He's not flying, but he's got to fight the wind and hang out and deal with the elements a lot more than I do.
I don't have a shot over.
Yeah.
I basically have to handhold these cameras, and it's at 100 mile an hour. It's tough.
Yeah, exactly. And getting thrown sideways, and your pilot trying to make you sick.
Yeah. We'll get into that in a little bit. We have a whole different discussion when we talk about that.
It's gonna be good.
Yes. So, do you do other things? You pilot for me at all the off-road races, as many as we possibly can. With Optic helicopters, man. Let's. I know you've done some cool stuff with some of our friends. I know you do the Glamis thing, and what other things are you doing with the helicopter besides flying me around?
Glamis tours. I did that. Whether we can make it more of a full-time thing, I don't know. We'll see. But I went down to Boardmanville, hooked it up in Boardmanville, just on the north.
Yeah, north
side of the tracks there. On President's Day, went and did some Glamis tours, and man, dude, that was so much fun. It was a whole different thing. I've done tours and stuff in the past. I've done a bunch of little stuff, but nothing's been as fun as being in the motorsports industry. So that was another thing, like, well, let me combine this side of the motorsports industry. People that are going out and having fun. Flying to the dunes is super awesome. I've done a couple of film stuff there, so like I knew that it was fun. So I went down there, did some rides, got to take people through Glamis and the sand dunes and helicopters. It's so much fun. And there it's a lot more, it's different than the race is fun.
Yeah.
The flying is just but for me, compared to the races, like it's super cool flying through the dunes, but it's not challenging, which is nice though in a way, because it's just, all right, I'm not so stressed, we're just chill. And then you get people that don't get to go in the helicopter are just going through and they're so excited, which makes you excited. So
well, like you see the posts that you did from when you were doing the tours, and you just see smiles ear to ear, and that's got to be so fulfilling, because I know you're a people pleaser, and like that's when you see smiles, man, that lights your day up, and that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, and it kind of brings you back to that normal flying is cool too, like
you literally do something that not many people can do.
And then when you do it all the time, you kind of forget like how cool it actually is.
Yeah.
Almost like if you can ever think back to before you had your driver's license, how cool, like you just imagine how you'd be like, oh, it'd be so cool to just be able to drive whenever I want.
Yeah.
And then now all of us hate driving, right?
Yeah, you're like, dude, I don't want to go to the store.
Yeah, like, dang, this sucks.
And then,
like, take me to the racetrack or something, but, so, but then when new people get in that don't get to do it, like, oh, this is so cool. So do that. And I'm working on a bunch of stuff right now with multiple different tours and different locations. We'll see about Glamis. You know, I'm local here in Havasu, trying to work a couple things out with that. I'd love to be able to stay. The biggest thing that I want to do with helicopters is have fun. That's what I'm doing. So I want to, just like I targeted the motorsports industry in Glamis, knowing that it's going to be more fun because it's still around people still in the industry, just because they're not racing, but they're still all motorsports, off-road type of people, and those are my people. So here in Havasu, the big scene is boat scene.
Yep.
And a lot of the boat people are also included in the motorsports, desert racing, all kinds of stuff too.
Yeah.
They don't, I mean, some of them just do boats, but it's still motorsports industry, still the same type of people. So, you know, even with you, we've filmed some boats here, the Big Desert Storm.
Yeah.
There's that stuff I'm trying to work with.
I know you have a few close friends that are, you know, very into the scene and know a lot of people, and they absolutely love, you know, what you do for them, and you know.
Yeah. So since in the last year or so, I've made some really good friends with some really big people in the boat scene, and everything's still in the works. So I can't really say what I'm trying to do, but definitely there's going to be a lot more fun stuff coming out of it, and hopefully be able to still incorporate like I guess you could say the fans too.
Yeah.
As far as rides and stuff go.
Yeah.
Just trying to have fun and kind of bring people along with it. Like,
yeah, just you're flying for smiles, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and that's super rad. Like, for me, I know I got after one of the races that we brought the helicopter back here, and I got to take my son up, and to this day, I mean, he loves you, and he loves the helicopter. It's one of his funnest things he's ever done in his life, and he's 10.
That's awesome.
And I mean, we go to Disneyland on every year, at least once. So the helicopter was the highlight of his life so far.
Instead of going to Disneyland, just give me a call.
Yeah, we'll just go in the helicopter. It'll save me a ton more money.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome. Like it shows to me. I mean, I've known you we're going on 4 or 5 years, I think, since the first time I flew with you, and all the things that you have done to not only help yourself but to help me, you know, and then help other people that we know, just fulfill the need for the helicopter, and your passion for it and your drive. Dude, I mean, I consider you one of my great friends, and you only live a couple blocks away, so that makes it easy. But like, I just love to see that passion and your drive is there, and like, you know, anything that, you know, myself or 239 Films can do to help you, we always do. And you know.
Oh, I know, you're so awesome. I tell people all the time that you put which I hope I do it for you too, but there's times you definitely put my needs before your own, like trying to make sure that I get work and this and that, and it is awesome, and I appreciate it so much too.
Oh, of course.
But that goes back to I'm here to have fun. I'm not. Yeah, obviously I gotta pay my bills, but I mean, it's not about that. It's about the passion and the drive, and it's so cool when you have an awesome group like you, and even a lot of the other media guys are. I mean, everybody's doing it because they love it. You know what I mean? And not even. I mean, even there's so many people that we're surrounded by that are in this because they love it. Yeah,
the passion's there, and it's a mutual passion.
Yeah, and we're all just trying to figure out how to live this dream, like continue it.
Exactly.
And like, I don't know if any of us will get rich off of it, but we could have fun.
Hey, we could have fun and try and pay our bills.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's always been a great thing too. Is like being able to go to the races and know that this one thing is so big to so many other people. You know, all of my clients, like, it's almost a request. If I'm not doing it, it's like, well, yeah, that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But like when we do, they're instantly, as soon as they're done. I feel like after they get their trophy across the finish line, the second thing they do is text me and be like, hey, how'd the footage come out today?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
And it makes it better because, I mean, there's half the people that we film we're friends with too.
Yeah.
So it's like we're just surrounded by friends.
Yeah.
And
it's all a good time.
This is our job. And it's crazy.
Yeah. It's still mind blowing to think that this is what I do for a living and this is what you do for a living.
Yeah. Right.
Like, mind blowing.
Yeah. And then that goes back to, like, I think you mentioned it earlier, like, how do you get into it or how do you do it? At least for my part, which is kind of the same for you. And pretty much anybody that I know in this industry at all is that you just make it happen. Like, if
you just got to...
You got to have the passion for it. Just because you think it's cool doesn't mean you're going to have the passion for it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of stuff I think is cool that would be cool to do, but I know that I don't have enough passion to make that work. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's a lot of people like that in flight school that came to flight school just because, I want to fly helicopters.
Yeah.
And then they realized how hard it was, and then they drop out.
Yeah, it's not all glory.
No.
Like,
and you have to have the passion. You have to.
And one of the two things too is like, I mean, you have moments where it's like, well, this is beyond stressful and tiring, but
For sure.
I feel like it's a good percentage, a very high percentage that you have a smile on your face.
Oh yeah.
I know I always do.
Yeah.
And it's, what gets me is, usually I have a full crew at the races and they got to do the grunt work. We say the grunt work because they're on the ground.
Peasants.
Yes, peasants. Yeah, that's what they like calling themselves, the peasants. And flying over them and knowing that, like, if it wasn't for them, I couldn't do what I do. So, like, that appreciation goes to them. But my smile, I guarantee you, every time they film me while we're up there, like, you could just see me smiling through my, I have my sunglasses on and the mic's in front of my face, but you could just see it ear to ear lifting up the headphones off my head.
Of course.
Like, I can imagine I don't get to see your face because I sit right behind you, but...
I'm a little more focused, I guess. I smile on the inside. I'm not sure if it always comes out on the outside. I'm pretty focused.
We go to a ton. I don't want to say a ton. We do a lot of races. We're probably flying... We'll say 8 months, 9 months out of the year. We'll fly at least once in that month. What's your favorite race that we've done? Like, you don't have to say the specific day race, but like, what race do you love to go shoot? Or I shouldn't say shoot. It's weird for me, but what race do you love to fly?
It used to be Blue Water, which again I was excited for this year for it to come back. And I don't know what it is. Maybe the action, maybe the river being right there, maybe it being really close to home. I don't know. And I've always had, I guess it's been around, maybe I've only flown it twice, but it seemed to be one that always, everything went well.
Yeah.
Like everything, the 2 times I've did it, I think I've done it twice. From what I remember, everything's always gone well there, and it's fun. It's not stressful, and the fuel stops, like, it's all close, kind of like Laughlin. Laughlin would be one of them, but it's usually we're fighting weather there.
Yeah.
This last year was awesome, but I don't, at least previously before this year, for multiple reasons, the Mint 400 has always been like,
that's where we get the best stuff.
And then it's like the biggest, I love the whole week prior.
When on top with the Mint, what's cool is we've got a ton of TV coverage.
Yeah,
we've been on the TV so many times. Everyone's sending the posts to us.
On the TV.
Yep, and you see. Depending on what color helicopter in, but we got logos on it. We got the Heat Wave logo, and either my logo, and we had Lindsay's logos on there this year. And like, dude, that's one of the cool things is I've had people that, I mean, both of us grew up in a semi-small town, and I've had people that I went to high school with texting me and be like, dude, I saw you on Reddit. And I'm like, what do you mean Reddit? And they're like,
I remember that, I think.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, freaking one of your clips, we saw like a helicopter following you in a helicopter and saw your logo, and it's like, dude, that's so rad.
Yeah.
And
it's crazy.
That's the only race that really ever happens.
I know. All the other ones are just like,
yeah, like we don't get.
But that's, I mean, that like I said, like the Met 400 has the big cool factor for sure.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean I don't. That one's also stressful because it is the Met 400.
There's what would we have, like 28 something helicopters this year, something like that.
Yeah, and then like we go to Laughlin or something, and it's just like, okay, well, let's go Laughlin. Whatever.
That's nothing changes there. Yeah, we know what we're getting there.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it's a small deal, and we don't fly nearly as much, and it's more, but that sometimes can be more enjoyable too.
I'm excited for Blue Water this year because I've been recently had a lot of time on my hands. I've went through all my hard drives, like all my old hard drives, and I pulled up the footage from our first time flying, and how unprepared I was. Oh man, looking at the footage, like I'm just my mind's blown compared to what we get now, and I'm lucky that I'm able to cut in clips. We'll just say that because I was all over the place, and like you can tell that you're flying perfect. We're set up over the car. I just couldn't hold the camera straight. I'm so shaky, and the lens is shaking, but like it's crazy to think back to then to where it is now.
Yeah.
Like it's second nature to what we do. Like we go out, we shoot. Where then I didn't know what to expect. And then the first thing we do is we get Jeremy on his dirt bike, Blue Water Desert Challenge, and just completely wadding his brains out 2 minutes after we freaking find him.
I know. Yeah. If I remember right, I think you were even asking me for stuff like, so what should I do back here?
Yeah. Like I literally went into it blind.
I was like, well, luckily I'll do most of the work. You just have to hold that camera.
Yeah. And I did a poor job, a very poor job. I'm excited to get forward for that race to come back for redemption for my sake. And then obviously it being in Parker, that's hometown race for us. And like, it's super action packed. Like watching the footage too, I'm like, oh man, if I was steady, we would have probably got the best stuff I've ever gotten. But yeah, that's my fault. I'll raise a hand on that one.
At least you own it. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. We have a mutual friend that has become basically a part of our almost everyday lives. Not locally because doesn't live here, but I can almost guarantee some type of text gets sent to her every day, and that is Lindsay Geyser.
LG famous.
I know. So I randomly, I mean, I've known Lindsay not personally for a long time because her family, they own Geyser Brothers. They build trophy trucks. They build race cars, desert race cars. And like knowing her family, going to all the races. I know, you obviously see her on Instagram. She's famous. And then randomly saw her put out a thing that, hey, I want to ride it, in a helicopter. And I was like, I need a spotter.
This is why she's so famous. She could just put it out there. Hey, I want to ride in a helicopter race. And then people are just like, oh, here you go.
Yeah. Oh, you want to ride in one? Yeah. We'll make sure we'll set that up for you.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Don't worry. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, just hang out up front.
Just live your famous life.
Yeah. Take a picture.
Yeah.
Selfie. So I asked her to fly with me for a race in Mexico. Mm-hmm. And no joke, I asked her to do minimal things, and I don't think I could fly with anybody else.
I remember you were telling me about this because at the time we were struggling to find, like, to back it up a little backstory. So when I first started flying this film stuff, it wasn't. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I was the only one that brought in like a spotter. Like, hey,
Yeah.
there's so much going on. Let's be a little extra safe and put somebody in this other seat. So they have little extra eyes outside, eyes on any warning lights that can come on. And then with that, can also help us keep track of the 15, 20, 25, whatever cars that we're filming, help us find it like a little assistant. And it made me feel way better. And then the other film guys that I flew with were like, yeah, this is a good idea. And then and like, yeah, this is great. But the thing is getting somebody consistent that has some knowledge.
Yeah, you got to know the sport, because it's not, you can't, if I say, hey, we're going to go follow a 10 car, if you don't know what a 10 car is, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
And it's so frustrating when there's 1,000 other things going on. I'm like, what do you mean you can't see it? Like, dude, I'm flying. Like, there's a bush right here. Like, yeah. I'm not like, I'm trying to do this. There's a power line. Like, there's so much going on. And then you, the same thing. You're still trying to film, so it's hard for you to look away.
Yeah.
Find something. So, anyways, yeah. So with that, all we were trying. It was hard to find somebody that was consistent, know our system, know the way that we do stuff, and that was good at it. And I'm sure there's lots of people that meet that criteria, but then there's the weight issue.
Yes.
That's the biggest reason.
Thing.
That's like the biggest thing why people don't run spotters, is because it takes so much performance away. So I remember you going out to Mexico and you're like, dude, Lindsay flew with me and she was so good. She killed it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, let's get her.
Yeah, she's got to come with us every time. And what we didn't know is how big her head and popularity would get.
Dude, it doesn't even, like, she's top heavy. She's like a little bobblehead.
Yeah. So what I think we should do is let's give her a call.
Okay, let's do that.
And let's tease her a little bit.
She's probably busy signing autographs or something.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you guys?
We are great.
So
That's
great.
really good to hear.
So, we want to know, when you became famous on Instagram, like, did you just get a big head, or like did it actually swell up and you're like a bobblehead, as Derick says?
Listen, you guys are the ones who started all of this, so I wasn't even LG famous until you guys said I was. So technically, it's your fault.
I don't know about that. I
think so.
So the way we explained it is I saw that you posted that you wanted to ride in a helicopter.
Yes.
And then somehow you got to ride in a helicopter that exact race that you wanted to.
Yeah, and I was like, she's so famous that all she has to do is put out there on Instagram that she wants to ride in a helicopter, and somebody's bound to put her in a helicopter, which now actually has happened multiple times.
Yeah.
But that's how it started.
Yeah, like
It is weird to think about it, though, because it literally was like I just commented on Instagram, and now basically I run the show.
Exactly. See, exactly. And like, imagine telling people, anybody else, essentially, not. Maybe not anybody else, but most of the people be like, "Oh my God, I would want to ride in a helicopter," and you tell them the story how you got in the helicopter,
Right?
they'd be like, "Are you serious?
I know. I don't
You just
tell
posted
anybody.
it on your story?"
Yeah.
Like, I post it every day.
Yeah. So we basically were just kind of, seeing like your popularity grow since that day. And we want to know, when you surpassed us in popularity, like, are we allowed to be a part of that, or we just have to like catch up?
You guys are the reason.
So, okay, if we're the reason, that goes to my next question.
Well,
Like, do we get a
did you
kickback
tell
or
him-
something?
Yeah, like, where's our reparations?
Yeah.
Yeah, except have you talked about how now if I'm not in the helicopter, you guys fight like a married couple? So really, I think I'm there to help you guys.
That is true. Well,
I think that was more on Bobby's being salty Bob
so
for a day.
yeah, it's I mean, there was a moment there where we didn't get along in the helicopter.
It happens when you're in close quarters for a long time.
Yeah.
I know we don't have the regulator in there.
Yeah, when you're not in there.
Not in the show.
Yeah. And on top of that, what is it like? Is it super cool for you to be a part of what we do? Or is it just like meh? Like, I race in trophy trucks.
Or is it like we're just supposed to be so thankful that you get to be part of it?
No, honestly, like, I have raced before, and people ask me all the time, like, why don't you race anymore? Why haven't you been back on the truck? Which, like, obviously there's other reasons for that, but honestly, I like being up in the helicopter with you guys better. It's a cool way to watch a race. It's fun, and it's, like, something that I've never experienced before, and a lot of people don't get to experience. So, like, all jokes aside, like, I am super grateful, and it is a super cool experience to be up there. But I don't know. I don't do anything up there, so I'm just along for the ride. But
pretty much.
iPhone bangers.
Yeah, you just get 20,000 views on a single iPhone clip that I can't.
Salty ball.
And it's just,
Hashtag LG famous. That's what it's about.
Yep. It's what's crazy to me is she's basically giving live coverage for free.
For free dollars.
Yeah, for free 99. And
I actually get paid.
Yeah.
Oh, now she's getting paid.
now
That's right.
Hey, I should
See?
get paid, and Derick should get paid.
I'm the one over here that's the least famous, the least amount of followers, the least amount of income, and I have the biggest bills. And I'm the only reason why you guys are both famous.
That's true.
What the heck's going on here?
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is a valid point.
Yes, very valid.
You guys are both gone. I'll just I'll get somebody in there. I'll get some little kids and hold some iPhone.
Oh, dude, you could get
Some
3
iPhones.
kids.
Yeah.
Just
get from all the
weigh
different
like
angles.
60 pounds.
Yeah.
And just in the force, you guys have 4 guys in there just doing iPhone bangers.
Yeah.
But don't kick me out, though.
Well, I mean, I feel like if he's kicking one of us out,
Yeah.
he's kicking us both. But in all honesty, you'd probably be the first one to go.
I mean, I would think so.
All right.
I
Well,
won't answer the question.
don't single anyone out.
No.
But hey,
I would never.
hey, I know what I know. We won't tell her.
Thanks.
So,
But though, in her defense, even though we love to pick on you, I get asked all the time about it. Like,
About what?
About like, oh, if you got an extra seat, let me ride with you.
Yeah.
And it's not that I wouldn't love to be able to do that for everybody, but also I actually do stand up for ELG.
Thanks.
Like she actually does a lot of work up there. She kills it.
yeah. I know it'd be
People don't understand.
like for you, the spotter helps you out a lot. For me, I'd lose my mind. I would literally have to put down my camera on a constant and be like, all right, well, this guy we got shot of. I got to get this guy. And that's costing me money when you think about it. Once I put my camera down and we're still flying,
Yeah.
that's all out of my pocket.
Yep.
That's what people say all the time. They're like, well, it just looks so fun, like just cruising around up there. I'm like, we're literally like bouncing back and forth the whole time, like trying to find people and tracking everyone. And
Yeah.
it's crazy up there.
No, it stresses me out when you're not in there either. Like, just because if I'm busy, if there's a bunch of air traffic or whatever I have going on, you guys can have the conversation and I can hear you guys and I could respond and know what's going on without really having to say anything. I'm like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Like you guys don't have to, I don't have to talk to you guys. You guys don't have to talk to me.
We're our own conversation and you're still a part
And
of it.
I can still hear like, okay, cool. This is what we're doing then without having to tie up literally, I guess you could say my voice or vocal. I could still be listening, but then also talking to other helicopters if I need to, or whatever. And if it's somebody else, like, it's like, I don't know. I just don't think it would work.
Yeah, I honestly, I think
It would take too long.
us 3 together in the helicopters. It's like a match.
team.
It's a match made in heaven.
It
Yeah,
is.
dream team for sure.
Speaking of coming from the heavens, what What do you think about the 239 showers thing?
Oh, yeah.
Bobby, we love you. But you literally get sick every time we fly.
No, it's not every time. I mean,
like 90%
well,
of the time.
we can count on my hand how many times I've thrown up.
90% of the time, it's 100% of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So,
In your defense, you are in a lot of directions, doing a lot of things, but you do tend to make it rain.
yeah.
I mean, he's the only film guy that I've had thrown up on me.
Hey, on top of that, you're the only helicopter pilot I've had that made me throw up.
Well,
So, I mean, it's...
all right, whatever.
But that goes into the whole match made in heaven thing. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you were put on this earth to make me throw up outside the helicopter.
We have like a whole hashtag, like, vault from our relationships.
Yes, we
You
do.
really do.
Yes. And what's
Everybody's like, what's going on?
What's-
Hashtag this, hashtag.
what's
Merch coming soon. Umbrellas with 239 showers.
So we gotta tell the backstory a little bit.
Tell it.
So go ahead.
my backstory?
Yeah, let's go, Salty Bob.
Should we start with the very first time from when we first flew together? Because that's
Oh, when you're like, oh, you better get your fighter pilot on.
yeah, like how I was talking you up, and then I'm the one that lost my
Yeah,
lunch
exactly.
because we're
Yeah, tell that story.
so. I think it was the last year they did Blue Water Desert Challenge in Parker, which was 2016. My first time in the helicopter, and we are killing it. We're having a great day. Never felt sick. I mean, I've never gotten air sick. I've never gotten sick on a plane. I've never gotten sick in a car. Nothing. Well, I'm like, all right, well, we're going to go into the Python, which is a very small, really tight infield section in Parker, and you're going to have to be super aggressive. And all he says is, okay.
I was looking forward to it all day.
Yeah,
'cause
he was so
You
stoked.
doubted me. I was like, I could do whatever you want, but
And then he's flying sideways, and we're literally, we're perpendicular to the car as we're chasing it through the whole Python, and I'm like, oh man, all right.
and it wasn't just sideways. Though. It was sideways to front to back, like flying backwards.
Yeah.
We even flew back. Like it was just all directions.
Yeah,
But
needless,
hey, it's what you wanted, so
and we got good. I think that was my best section all
Yeah.
day, even though I did a horrible job that day. Like, I think that section was my best. Well, as we leave this infield, it's a long straightaway. It's probably 3 miles long. I was like, hey, I don't feel good. I'm going to throw up. And I think as I was saying throw up, I'm throwing up. And Derek's he's just flying.
I gotta get the GoPro.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
I got to turn on the GoPro. So there's a perfect still frame, which I'm going to put on the video of me just leaning my head out and losing my lunch. Gave it the fresh new graphics on that red helicopter that day. And then that's the first time.
And then every time after.
No, this year I didn't. At the midnight, it was good.
This year.
Yeah. I mean, Parker time trials I did.
Anyways, we're talking about the
Anyway,
time. Yeah.
happens a lot.
Yeah.
More than once.
So now, I don't know. Did I come up with that?
What?
The 239.
Yeah, because we flew the next day with Jerry.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
And
Yeah,
you had
Parker.
so now that Bobby throws up every time we go fly, it's a joke. It's a new hashtag of
239 showers.
239 showers.
And there's a perfect video of you in the pit with an umbrella while we're flying over the top of you, just laughing.
That was awesome. I just randomly asked somebody, like, do you have an umbrella? Bobby's coming in the helicopter. They're like, what? It's like, yeah, 239 showers. It's going to happen. Never know what's going to happen when Bobby's flying over.
And so that's kind of stuck.
Yeah.
So now there's this new one that you guys have come up with, Salty Bob.
Salty Bob. That's all LG.
I want to know. I want to know why. Why do you guys think I'm so salty?
Because when you already were salty in this podcast, because when I post my iPhone not bangers and get 20,000 views, you get salty.
That is
Salt
true.
Bob.
This is exactly how it started. I
is.
witnessed it.
Was it this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a fresh one.
I think it was at
Laughlin?
Laughlin when there
Yep.
were like 90 helicopters.
No, so I think what happened was like
No, what happened was that nobody wanted to watch your footage. They just watched Lindsay's.
yeah, they're like, oh well,
Yeah.
I mean Bobby's got a couple $1,000 camera, but Lindsay's iPhone is sweet.
Hey, it's a couple $1,000 camera too.
That is true. Yeah, I guess I can't.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
This is solid. And I even got the new iPhone, so I could be on your level.
Dang. We're gonna start making her pay for the helicopter.
She's over here
that's
building.
different.
She's over
I
here
don't
building
get paid.
Can-Ams and Sprinter vans and
Yeah,
balling out.
and we live in Havasu. We're eating dollar menu.
Yeah.
It's all fake. It's all a front. I'm over here waiting for my stimulus check so I can buy things for the van.
You don't even qualify for it. So what are you talking about?
I haven't gotten it yet.
all that.
Exactly. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, that's why it's all that. So what you're doing is you're shooting for other clients from the helicopter
Under
and not
budget.
not telling us.
Yeah, I just didn't tell you guys, but low key.
Just low key making bank.
Yeah, all the tags that I put on, I just make them really small so you guys can't see them. But
I mean,
and
what
everyone
else
can
would
share it.
what else would LG be without only thinking about herself? You know?
Yeah, oh, it's super selfish. Super
You
selfish.
guys make me sound like the worst.
Hey, we're not doing it. Yeah. So
Hey, for this edit, remind me we got to get as her she comes in for this phone call. I have the perfect little picture.
do you?
No.
Lindsay's calling.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
got it.
All right.
You just take it too well, Lindsay. You make it too much fun.
Yeah, oh yeah. Because
Do it to yourself.
yeah, like you're very vulnerable.
Did you see her story though today?
No, I haven't.
One of her most favoritist people still somehow. I don't know. Maybe because like if she pisses me off, then
She's
It's
out
all
there.
she's
front.
it is all the front trying to stay in the helicopter.
I've never gotten a. He's one of my favorites posts.
Be a pilot.
well, when's your birthday? I posted for your birthday.
Did you?
Yeah, she
I think
did.
so.
But did you put I was one of the favorites?
Probably. You
Yeah.
don't remember though, so obviously it wasn't that important to you.
I mean, I was in the middle of the Baja 1000, but it's cool. But
It's okay, guys.
it's a good time. Well, we
We
love
love-
we
yeah.
love you, Linz.
Yeah, we love you.
Love you guys too. Thanks for making me feel really good about myself today.
Yeah.
Hey, what we need you to do today, in honor of Derek's birthday, which I still haven't heard you to say happy birthday yet.
I already talked to him this morning
What?
about happy birthday again.
Well, you did? I
Hope
don't
you're having
remember.
a great day.
That's weird. So, in honor of his birthday, we need you to go to your favorite taco stand.
Sure, he did.
Did you see my story? I went there for lunch.
Those were all for just you?
Yeah, I ate them all by myself.
Yeah, she's not having the fly right now, so she's fattening up.
Hey, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. All right, Linz. Well, thanks for letting us pick on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime, guys.
Ooh,
Appreciate
we're just gonna call her on a regular now.
Yeah.
Just
I'm gonna not answer your phone calls anymore.
and we appreciate you. I mean, I know I do. I'm not sure how much Derek does, but
That's okay.
Her story was pretty nice today. I was pretty happy. Most favoritist.
like, does it warm your heart?
A little bit.
Tug on your heartstrings?
I didn't know she could be nice.
I've never. She's always. What I've noticed is she's always been inward and not much outward.
Yeah, she just takes all the niceness.
Yeah.
See, that's what you guys are outing me now, because everybody thinks I'm nice, but now you're telling them what I'm really like.
We're really just keeping them confused. No one really knows what they're gonna get.
Yeah. It just depends on what day you
Yeah.
see her.
Yeah.
This is true.
All right. Well, you and Luna have a wonderful day.
Thanks, guys. Have a great podcast. Derick, have a great birthday.
Go have some more tacos for me. Thank you.
Enjoy your Cinco de Mayo.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So, well, that was a wonderful call with good old LG.
LG, she's always a good time to make fun of.
Oh, man. It's so much fun.
Yeah, she makes fun of us though too, so it's fine.
She makes fun of you?
She makes fun of you. Too.
Yeah. It's like I never heard her make fun of you before. Usually it's just me. At the moment, we have nothing to do.
That's why we're doing this.
That's why we're doing this.
Yep.
What else are you keeping busy with this whole coronavirus thing going down?
Oh, man. Actually, at first it was kind of nice just because it was so busy that, like, all right, let me catch up on my house stuff. But I don't do very well when I'm not busy.
Yeah.
So I'm a lot less productive when I have all the time in the world. I'm a lot less productive than when I don't have any time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're backwards from everybody else in the world right now.
I guess so. Because, like, I'm definitely getting stuff done, but it's more like I'm not motivated because I just want to go fly and go back to work.
Yeah.
So, and it's kind of scary not knowing when it's going to come back exactly. So, honestly, I've kind of just, I don't know. I feel like I've worked really hard the last however many years, and I'm just kind of relaxing.
Yeah.
Taking
Catching up.
advantage of it.
Yeah.
Forceful vacation.
And enjoying your birthday.
Enjoying my birthday and
Yeah.
the lake.
Oh yeah. It's perfect right now.
It is.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's it, Nothing
Nothing
else.
to do with this.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same boat with you. I'm trying to find the odds and ends here, but I mean, if I'm not busy, that means my wife's not busy, which means I'm busy. You know?
Yeah. That honeydew list growing real quick.
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest fan of all that stuff. So moving forward to when the races start to open up and stuff, we're gonna obviously try and fly and everything. But what else is in the future for you?
I kind of mentioned it earlier. Still going to be right back on track of what I was trying to do before this whole thing happened. I really would like to get some on a really good location little tours here in Havasu on the water for the summer. I want to get that kicked off ASAP. That's really the most closest thing besides the racing. Of course I want to get back to that.
Yeah.
With that though, we'll see how kind of things go. Like, it might be winter. I'm hoping not.
Yeah, depending on where this gets pushed to, and
Yeah, I mean, we're in Arizona, so like it's a little less strict, I guess you could say, about it. I know everybody has their own views and whatever about what they think, but I don't know. Just want to do that and really just get back to working and get back to the races. I hope it comes back with a race first, because that will get
get it rolling.
Kickstart everything, and saying, okay, well, cool, we're back, and I mean, we'll just have to play it by ear.
Yeah.
But I'm ready. That's for sure.
I am antsy.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
Every person that's come on here and just talked has been antsy to get back going, because it's not. This isn't the funnest time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm down for a vacation, but
not this long.
Not this long.
Yeah,
I want something to do.
Exactly.
But,
exactly.
How do we get a hold of you to fly me around or fly someone around?
Yeah. So basically, just Optic Helicopters for Instagram. It's the same for Facebook. Send me a DM. Send me an email. Just Derick, DERICK @optichelicopters.com. It's my email. And then I don't know, you send me people too. So can't find me, you can find you.
Yeah, and I mean, I was literally on a phone call yesterday, and for a shoot, and the guy asked me, he's like, hey, who flies for you? How do you fly and everything? I was like, well, one, I'm not going to tell you because it's my guy. But in the same, I'm like, well, I got to get him work, so it's my guy. But people are, they love see that kind of stuff. It's super rad. And to tell them about you, like, I get giddy about it because I love it, man. That's awesome. I love telling everybody about you and what you do for me. And like, I appreciate you a ton. And I know my wife appreciates you because you let me come home every time so far.
I definitely want to come home every time.
Yes.
So it's not about you.
Yeah, it's not. It's not just about me. It's not just about me.
No, man, you too. I mean, you do so much for me. Like I said, there's been times you definitely put my needs over yours, when it comes to like, hey, dude, I really need work, or you push, it is. No, it's a good relationship, and I'm glad that
that random, I don't even know if I think I DM'd you. It was either a DM or an email.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago.
I don't really remember.
I know.
Might have been Lofton.
Yeah, I know Justin was involved in it.
Yeah.
And that kind of turned into like a constant relationship over the past 4 or 5 years. Thanks a lot, Justin. Jeez.
No, man, it's been good. I'm glad that this works out.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I just live down the street and you can come borrow my pressure washer and stuff anytime you want.
Oh yeah, so stoked to borrow your pressure washer. and you can borrow my truck to go to Glamis.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all good.
And you come over and I can make you tacos.
Oh, I'm so stoked for tacos.
Which is what we should do.
Yes. I'm so
Tuesday.
It's Taco Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo.
Taco Tuesday.
It's your birthday. What kind of tacos we having?
Carne asada and pulled chicken.
Pulled chicken. You put it in a crock pot?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, just so you guys know, you're not invited. I'm taking up him on his offer.
Let's do it.
Anything else you got to get off your chest?
No. Dude, all I got is tacos on my mind right now.
That's all you're thinking about. Hey, I'm right there with you.
All right.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah,
Coming on the taco stand. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man.
I'm glad everyone got to.
I'll be back.
Oh yeah. I hope so.
Next time though, I want, like, the taco stand, you need to have a little taco machine that just delivers. I just wanted the taco delivered to me right now.
Oh, see, what I think we should start doing is legitimately. See, I know the hardest part is Heather's not going to go for it because she's not going to make us tacos. So I would say have her make tacos while we're in here doing this, and then just delivery. Yeah, we'll finish it off with a taco. You know what I mean?
We could make something happen.
Oh yeah. I just don't want them to be cold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They got to be fresh.
Yeah.
And flour. Like, I don't want corn. They'll get mixed up, ruin the day. Right on. Well, thank you again. Appreciate it. I'm glad everyone got to hear your story in a personal matter. Not in. I know you've done other podcasts and things, and people seen your face and everything. So
Trying to get that LG famous.
Yeah. Hey. We're shooting for the stars right there.
That ain't ever gonna happen, so
yeah,
it's fine. But yeah, man, it was fun. It's cool.
And
thank you.
Adios, amigos.